What is up, YouTube? Welcome to Panfro Games. In today's video, I want to talk about my personal favorite games of early 2022 in this first quarter. It is now April at time of recording this video, and we've had so many phenomenal games, and it's actually insane how phenomenal this year has already been in gaming. But we are coming up to a bit of a gaming drought, especially in April, May, finally end up a little bit in June, but still the summer's going to be long and there's plenty of great games that have already came out. So you may have not played them yet, and I just want to share with you my personal top 5 picks of the best games so far in 2022. And to start off our list, we're gonna be going to Pokemon Legends Arceus. To no one's surprise, Pokemon Legends Arceus is a phenomenal RPG game, but instead of just being your typical role-playing game like usual Pokemon games, it is now an action-adventure game. You have areas to explore, you have Pokemon to capture that are out in the field now, and this really means that you are interacting with the world in so many different ways that you've never had a chance before in the Pokemon universe. With 5 vast different areas and different ways to interact with them, with different Pokemon to ride on and travel through, or different Pokemon you'll encounter throughout the areas via day or night, via different weather. There's just so much to enjoy if you are a Pokemon fan. And even if you are not a Pokemon fan, if you've never played a Pokemon game before, this is a great game to dive into. This could be your first Pokemon game. There is not too many Pokemon in it, but the Pokemon they added have a lot of personality, especially compared to other games. And it's just really fun to just walk up, catch Pokemon, level them up. But of course, there is a sense of fear in the sense that you could fight really hard Pokemon that can actually take you out. There is a threat to this. So yeah, it is a Pokemon game. It is relatively easy, but it can be a challenge at times. And overall, I love the direction they put Pokemon in now, and I cannot wait for a sequel to Pokemon Legends Arceus. And I really do hope that we see in Scarlet and Violet some of the things that I love about this game in Scarlet and Violet. And the last thing, best shiny hunting game we have ever gotten. If you want to get shinies, this is the game for you. Next game on our list is Horizon Forbidden West. That is on PS4 and PS5. I love this game a lot as well. The reason why Horizon is so great is because it is such a unique open world premise that you're fighting essentially robot dinosaurs or robot animals based in this post-apocalyptic world, and you had to figure out in the first game why do worlds like this, and now in this new second game, Forbidden West, you are trying to save the world itself. So I will say, if you have not played the first game, go play the first game before you play this game, because the story is really important. But let's say you don't really care necessarily for the story. How can I sell you on this game? This game is essentially single player Monster Hunter. The gameplay is very tight. There's a lot of cool different weapons you can use. You can hold a bunch of weapons as well, and I believe there's about like 6 or 7 different types of weapons, and they all have different ammo types. It's really in depth, and you have a lot of different difficulty settings you can mess around with that are very adaptive to your personal play style. You have over 50 robots that you can take out, and you get into a lot of unique combat scenarios. The story has tons of twists and turns to it as well, and I'm sure at some point it'll be like, whoa, what just happened right here? This is pretty crazy. Well acted, well voiced in general. And overall, this game is phenomenal. I mean, if I had to give this game a review, I'll probably give it a 9 out of 10. I think this is an awesome game. I really do think if you enjoy the Assassin's Creed type of open world games that have, you know, a big open world, lots to do in it, have a checklist, have a lot of icons on the map, you're going to love this game. And the thing about this game that separates from everyone else is the gameplay is actually stellar, and really no one else is trying to do gameplay like this in the same single player narrative fashion as Horizon Forbidden West. So I highly recommend getting this. Elden Ring, of course, one of my favorite games of all time, probably my game of the year. Actually, straight up is going to be my game of the year of 2022. And yeah, this game is literally nearly a perfect masterpiece of a game for me. It's awesome. I love this game so much. FromSoftware open world game, and nailed it. I think this is actually the best open world game of all time too. And I think a lot of people agree with that. This game is selling like crazy. It is so popular. This is the next Breath of the Wild zeitgeist or Skyrim zeitgeist. This game has really reached the masses and is honestly absolutely phenomenal. My first playthrough has taken me about 95 hours to do all the content. And yeah, this is awesome. But hey, what if you don't like FromSoft games? Or what if you've never played a FromSoft game? Or what if you think they're too hard? Well, I think Elden Ring is the perfect place for you to start out in to try to change your mind. One, it's the easiest FromSoft game in the sense that you have so many options. You don't have to bang your head against the wall over and over again. If you're losing to something, you can just walk in another direction and just do something else. And every direction has something worth exploring. There's always going to be items out there that could be good for your class. You can always respec your class as well later in the game, about like 20 times. So there's just a lot of different options, a lot of different gameplay styles. This is the most viable that pretty much every gameplay style or build has been in a FromSoft game before. You can really just be yourself and express yourself in whatever way, shape, or form and have a good time. And yeah, it's a long game for sure, but you know, if you just want to beat the game, you can beeline the story and do that as well if you're worried about the length. But if you just want to live in a world and that is finely detailed, everything is put there for a reason, from enemies to the stone on the wall, everything is there to tell you a story. And I think to get the most enjoyment out of these games, really pay attention to the world around you, talk to the NPCs, do their quests, read item descriptions, and really get into the world of Elden Ring, and I think you'll have a great time. And of course, if things are too hard, don't be afraid to summon your companions or a friend or a random player. And if you need help, have any questions, just look on the wiki. It's always there and it's the best resource to help you. Next up on our list, maybe a surprise to some people, a bit of a sleeper hit that I really want more people to enjoy. If you have a Nintendo Switch, Triangle Strategy is pretty much a must-buy if you enjoy SRPGs, which is a strategy role-playing game. So if you like Fire Emblem Three Houses, you should buy this game. This game is made for you. So the lowdown on this game, one, it is made by the developers who created Octopath Traveler. That was one of the Switch JRPGs that was near the launch of the Switch. Phenomenal game, honestly, but the story was a bit lacking, but the art style was phenomenal. So we got the art style here from that game, but now they added an actually really good story with really good characters and a really fun strategy system. And you may be saying, okay, so it's a strategy game. What is it like Three Houses? Well, as you may have seen in this trailer below, there's three different options. We got the red choice, the yellow choice, and the green choice. These represents three different ideologies that you can be making your choices off of. And when you make a choice, it will change how the story goes, what characters you will recruit to your party, and the different endings you can get. There are 4 different routes in this game, and there is a new game plus, which I highly recommend getting to if you enjoy this game. Definitely pick a route, doesn't matter what route, and then do new game plus to get that real true SRPG experience. You got difficulty settings from very easy, so if you're bad at these games, you can play it on the easiest mode, or if you want a nice challenge, there is a hard mode as well, and new game plus makes it even harder. And there is a true ending route, which I do recommend doing in new game plus. This game probably took about 30 to 40 hours out of my life, and I loved it. I love the art style of the character. The character portraits are so good. The politics are great. It really has a Game of Thrones vibe to it if you enjoyed that. And honestly, I recommend playing it. I think there was a demo on the Switch store, so if it's still there, definitely check it out and download it. If not, highly recommend picking up this game. You won't regret it. And the last game on our list is Kirby in the Forgotten Land. This game was a big surprise to me. I have never really played a Kirby game before, and I ended up making a full 100% walkthrough for this game. That is how much I love Kirby. Every second of the game was pure, absolute joy, and it is so much content. There is just so much content in this game. It's crazy. There is over 40 levels. There's 40 like main levels, and then there's about another 40 or so mini levels to go through. And this is just one of those games where it's like, wow, I can really just 100% it and do it all and not feel like is asking of too much for me. The challenge of this game isn't too high. It's very jolly. This is great for everyone from kids to adults, and it has full 100% co-op where someone can play as Waddle Dee as well, which is really cool. So this is just one of those games where it's like, wow, we don't get a lot of these games. We don't get a lot of, one, co-op games in general, and two, just like fun 3D platformers that don't want to be too challenging. They just want you to have a great fun time with expertly designed levels and a lot of interesting mechanics. And this is Kirby's first time in a 3D setting as well, and this is the best-selling Kirby game that we've gotten ever. So we're gonna get more of this in the future, and I'm really excited about this. And if you just want a fun Switch game that is great for the entire family, maybe for your brother, your sister, or maybe your son or daughter, or maybe you have a girlfriend or boyfriend, this is just a perfect game to just play with them. But even then, fun game, crazy boss fights, crazy insane boss fights, especially the ending is so wild. It is, I don't even want to spoil it. It's just worth getting to. Just trust me on it. But yeah, Kirby in the Forgotten Land, absolutely stellar game. Definitely recommend picking up this game. I honestly give this game like a 9 out of 10, 9.5 out of 10. Probably my second favorite game of this entire year, right after Elden Ring.
Chaos.